The first thing we want to do is to make sure that our screen looks like this. So we've got our melody in the right hand of the piano and our accompaniment in the left hand of the piano. If you haven't finished that yet, pause this video so that you can make your screen look exactly like this. Our next step is to create some variations. At the moment we've only got this for piano, and it's an orchestral piece written by Holst. We can see his name there, and he called it Jupiter after the planet. And we're looking to make some variations on this. The way that we're going to do that is by adding some bars and changing which instruments are playing. So that little guy there, when you hover your cursor, is a little plus, and we're going to click on it, and it's going to give us extra bars, and they're going to go over to the next line down, and that's going to be fine. We need 8 extra bars. How many have I got there? Let's just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9, that's okay. I'm going to select that bar there, and I'm going to shift select the last bar there, and you can see that it's selected all of that music, and I'm going to do Control C or Command C on a Mac. Control C. I'm going to select there and shift select there and Command V or Control V for paste. And as you can see now, we've got the melody and we've got a second playing of the melody. It looks exactly the same. What we want to do, however, is to make variations. So our first statement of the melody is in the piano. That's okay, but it might get a little bit boring. I'm going to click on that bar line there, and we're going to make that a double bar line. And now we've got this first variation here. Click on the top staff, go up to staff here, add part above staff. Now I think that I might have more instruments here than you because I've got a different version of note flight than you do, crescendo. However, you should be able to find some. Now what I want you to do is to focus on an instrument group for every variation. I want this variation to be my woodwind variation. So I'm going to go down until I find a woodwind instrument that I like. There we go, clarinet. And I'm going to add that. Now you can see that the clarinet part has been added to the piece of music, but it's been added above this particular one, and it goes all the way through. Now at the moment our piano part goes all the way through too. Now we don't have to have piano in the clarinet variation, but we can leave it there if we want. I'm going to select that bar there. I'm going to shift select this bar here. That's my melody. It's in the piano part at the moment. Control C or Command C. Select that bar there, the first bar of the clarinet part in bar 9. Command V or Control V. And there we go. We've got the melody in the clarinet part. Now that's good. I mean, it has the melody in the clarinet part. The clarinet can play all that melody, not a big deal. However, I don't think that we've really made a variation yet, because we've got all the music still in the piano. We're going to go to the bass part of the piano there, just that bass part there. Go up to staff, add part below staff, and we're going to choose a low woodwind instrument, and I'm going to choose the bassoon. If you don't have access to the bassoon, just choose another low woodwind instrument. There we go. Now the bassoon is a solo instrument, that is, it can't play chords. So if I was just to put this music into the bassoon part, it wouldn't work, because the bassoon player would need 3 instruments in order to play it. So instead what we're going to do is I'm just going to put this into strip layout because it's easier to read. Instead what we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom part of the piano part. So we're going to select all of the piano part, Control C or Command C, and select that, Control V or Command V. Now as you can see at the moment, we've given 2 notes to the bassoon, 3 notes to the bassoon, and that's no good. We just want the bottom one to go to the bassoon. So we select that note and we press backspace, we select that note and we press backspace. And we continue to do that. Oops, don't add any notes, we want to actually get rid of them. Do that all the way through. Okay, so you can see now that I've got my bassoon part in there. It's playing the lowest note of the piano part here. I'm going to select that note there, and I'm going to put some dynamics in. This one here is dynamics. I want this section to be quiet. Woodwind, you know, maybe a little bit less quiet than brass or percussion, so I'm going to use the melody. I'm going to say that the melody should be MP, like that, which means moderately soft. And this one here, I'm going to say should be P. It's an accompaniment part, so it's softer than the melody. Also, I think that the flute part, usually a flute player plays in phrases using slurs, so I think that maybe it's not that one there. I think it might be this one here, and I'm right. There we go. It's a slur, and you can see that my little cheat for the slur is S. So I'm going to, instead of going over to the menu, I'm going to just press S. Oops. Like that, and move the slur to the third note like that, and you can go on and do all of those slurs like that, and that will start to look really like really good flute music. The other problem that I'm having though is that I only have 2 woodwinds so far, and I've only really just reproduced the piano part. I haven't actually added anything interesting itself. Select the flute part, staff, add part below staff. I'm going to choose another woodwind instrument. Oh, sorry, it's a clarinet part. It's not flute, is it? Maybe I should choose the alto sax. There we go. There's the alto sax part in there. And so you can see this is the clarinet, this is the alto sax, there's the piano. I'm going to copy the flute part down, like that. Control C or Command C. Select that, Control V or Command V, sorry. Now at the moment, that saxophone part is exactly the same as the clarinet part, and you know, that's not really interesting. So what we want to do is we want to select that, shift select that, and using our cursor keys, that's the little arrow keys at the bottom right hand corner of your keyboard, we want to move it down a 1/6. So there we go. Now it's a 1/6 lower than the clarinet part. A 6 in music, a third or a 6, usually is going to sound good together when you're working with chords like this. You can see that they're thirds apart, and if we were to invert those thirds, they would be 6. So now that we've got this far, we are going to make another 2 variations. We're going to put another double bar line there, and we're going to add bars using plus, like that, and we can just scroll along to see those extra bars that we add. Once we've got another 8 bars in there, we're going to copy over the music. Now you can copy over whichever music you like, and remember, you don't even need to keep that piano part in there. If you'd like to lose that piano part, you can simply by select, shift select, and delete. And we start to make variations based upon the families of instruments. So this variation here is a woodwind variation, and if we look at the score like this, we can see that the clarinet and alto sax there come in for their woodwind variation. The next variation I do should be a brass or a percussion variation, and the next one that I do should be a string variation after that, or a brass or percussion, whichever order you want to do them in. When you've finished, I want you to go to sharing, and I want you to change your sharing permissions, go to everyone like that, let them view, okay, and we're going to go there like that and copy and paste that into an email to me, and that means that I'll be able to look at your work. Okay.